That's my brand name sorted. Fudge Packers. Fudge Packers of Devon. There you go.
I think we found the opening credits to the video today.
I like that. What's wrong with that? Fudge Packers of Devon. Hey everybody, it's John Hamilton here, alongside my good friend and business partner, Mr. Jason Brockman. We're here for another episode of the Big Idea Podcast, where, as always, it is our job to help you get more customers and make more money without working harder. So, without further ado, let's dive straight into this month's episode. So, anyway, welcome to level 42 of the Big Idea Podcast. Today we are talking subscriptions, aren't we?
We are.
For the second time today, because we were talking about this earlier for one of our masterclasses. Mm-hmm. So, for those that don't know, for our 1% Club members, we run a monthly masterclass, which is kind of an hour-long deep dive training into kind of one particular topic. And in the past we've covered like list building, PR, SEO, marketing campaigns,
GDPR.
We even did one on GDPR. That was enthralling for all of our members, I'm sure. So 1% Club members get access to all of those every month in their kind of little login area. But we thought actually this stuff is so useful that we'd open it up and just do a little, not so much a deep dive, more a little bit of snorkeling.
Snorkeling.
Yeah, so I did that, a little bit of snorkeling. This is the summer edition, of course, of the Big Idea Podcast. So a little bit of a shallow snorkel in those warm turquoise waters
of subscription
models.
Yes.
So I mean, this all kind of started about 2 months ago when I was at the local food market here in Plymouth, and
it was a food festival.
It was, wasn't it? It was Flavourfest, wasn't it?
Flavourfest, that's it.
So for those who are unfamiliar with Flavourfest, do you want to tell us what Flavourfest is?
Yeah, it's a lot of stalls, all different kinds of foods and food-related items, drink and drink-related items, which come together once a year in Plymouth for 3 or 4 days, and they sell their wares. There's lots of cheeses, sausages, meats, ciders, gins, hardware, software, and all of the kind of things in between for doing cookery and cooking things. We get the likes of
software.
We get we get a lot.
What software?
We get lots of master chefs doing cooking on stage and doing live demonstrations of some of the stuff that you can buy within the site. And yeah, there's lots of things going on there. Must be about 200 or so outlets doing various things within the city.
Yeah, I seem to walk away with about 3 different kinds of Scotch egg and pasty and fudge and cheese and
burgers.
Oh, exactly. There was just food everywhere. It's my dream scenario because there's food, there's cake, and there's small business owners, and I get to have a chat with them and kind of find out what's going on at the coalface, the front line of their business, and find out actually how they're doing. And the thing that really stuck out for me when you walk around and talk to all these stall holders was that they're all making the same mistake that I talked about in the book, in Big Ideas for Small Businesses, where they're trying to sell those dozen eggs for £2.30 as opposed to selling
3 cheeses for a tenner.
Yeah, as opposed to the egg delivery service, the cheese subscription service that I talked about in the book. And I used that point of the eggs, and it's entirely that, because I did literally go up to somebody who was selling a dozen eggs at the stall and said to them, "Can you deliver eggs to my door every month?" No, it's too much like hard work. Too much like hard work. So what did she then say? "That'll be £2.30, please." So there we go. I handed over my £2.30, and I've never seen her again, nor am I ever likely to. But she's paid like several £100s to have that stall. She's been there for like 10-hour days. I managed to upset somebody on one of the stalls. Somebody,
not like this. Well, not like you, mate. Upsetting people, that's not your thing, is it?
Well, somebody said to him, "What time are you here tonight?" And he said, "We finish at 6." And I said, "No, I think you find you up until 8." And he went, "We're not, are we?" And he went and checked, and yes, sure enough, he was there until 8 o'clock at night. But they were there from 10 in the morning till 8 p.m. at night. They were on their feet all day. Lots of the stallholders I talked to said, like, we are being fueled by coffee. He said, that's the only thing that's keeping us going. and they're really busy on being busy, on selling 3 cheeses for £10, selling a pasty, selling 5 Scotch eggs, selling some software. I don't know what software they're selling, but they're so focused on selling me 1 or 2 items that not one of them has realised that actually they could sell me a subscription here. They could sell me this same product every month for the next year, 2 years, 3 years.
Forever.
Exactly. I said, but by all means, you want to sell me £5 worth of fudge, I will buy £5 worth of fudge. But at least offer me the opportunity to have £5 worth of fudge delivered to my door every single month. Oh, we've got a new flavour out. Would you like to try the new flavour? I've automatically sent you you've paid by direct debit, and you just, instead of getting £5 off me at one market and then hoping that I might come and see you again at another market when you're paying another few £100 and manning it all day, rather than doing that, why not get £60 a year off me? Why not treat it no longer as I need to sell £5 boxes of fudge, and why not start thinking I need to sell £60 fudge subscriptions? Mm-hmm. I think that might be my next business, Fudge by post.
I'm resisting, I really am.
You're resisting? What are you resisting?
Watching you as a fudge packer. That is why we're not live.
That's my brand name sorted. Fudge Packers. Fudge Packers of Devon. There you go.
I think we found the opening credits to the video today.
I like that. What's wrong with that? Fudge Packers of Devon.
Nothing at all.
Chocolate flavours are specialty.
Subscriptions.
Oh dear. So
Great idea.
Yeah. There was a lovely couple I met there, and they do homemade spices. They've got a fantastic kind of why about how they got into the business and literally why they're doing what they're doing. They're very passionate about what they're doing. That really came across. We were there probably nearly 10 minutes just talking about their products with them. Mm-hmm. We got to try various different taster pots, and they talked to the kids about what the kids like, and it was really good. We probably spent like £10 on some spices, which if you think about it, you go into Sainsbury's to spend £10 on spices, you've got quite a lot of jars, haven't you?
You have indeed, yes.
So that's not a small trivial amount. £10 on a bit of powder. Mm-hmm. But that's all they sold me, and I thought they were going to. I really, really thought, oh my god, they've got it sorted. Because
taste of the week, and you get a new spice every week.
Yeah,
or new month.
Well,
or
a lot of what they do is exactly that. It's we've put together this new mix of I've mixed this spice with this herb, and I've mixed this, and I've made this kind of it's like a lamb shawarma. So, that sounds nice. I'll give that a go. Mm-hmm. And then and then we find out if people like it, and if they like it, we mass produce it. Mm-hmm. Brilliant idea, perfect for a subscription model. What do you want? I want Indian spices. I want Italian herbs. I want some nice rock salt. I want all that delivered to me, and I want one of them every month. I want one of them every 3 months, and I want one of and over the course of a year, I'm probably spending an average of £10 a month on some spices. So I thought that was what they were going to do, because the lady said to me, would you like me to email you a receipt? And I went, oh yes, please, that'd be lovely. And I thought, here we go, this is good. She's going to, she's capturing my details. Mm-hmm. Next thing she's going to do after she's captured my details is she's going to market to me. She's going to sell to me her subscription service. And then she opened her mouth and said, don't worry, we're not going to market to you or anything like that. Oh dear. So I just said, why the hell not? She went, what would you like me to? I was like, yes. We've just had a conversation. We've engaged with you. We really, really like your stuff. Mm-hmm. And I've just willingly given you my email address. I swore then again. Just keep in touch with me. Tell me what's going on and give me the opportunity to buy again. If nothing else, tell me the next market you're going to be at. Mm-hmm. Because what do I do now when I run out of spices? do I magically think, oh, I wonder where they're going to be next? I must pop along there. It's not convenient. We talked in our masterclass earlier about convenience. The reason that subscription models work so well is all about convenience. It's got to be convenient for the customer. And me traipsing them, following them around the food markets and the stalls that they have, it's not convenient for me. Mm-hmm. So yeah, she said, no, we're not sending out any emails. I said, oh, why is that? And apparently it was your fault.
It's all my fault.
Yeah. Well, it wasn't your fault particularly, but it was people like you
like me
that were hammering and banging on about GDPR.
What was that?
Hammering and banging on about GDPR.
What's GDPR?
Well, actually, there was a fantastic line. I think it was in ALB earlier this week, and somebody used a line. Back when GDPR was a thing, which I hate to say I told you so, but I did say it would be just like the cookie law of whenever that was.
And the Y2000 bug.
Yeah, that people just go, oh my God, I've got to deal with this. And incidentally, here we are now in the August podcast. Where are all the GDPR consultants? Where have they all gone? Because they were very prolific, like early May, weren't they? When, as you say, the Y2K bug was coming.
So they weren't going to send you anything in an email. Sorry, I'm going to bring us back on track.
That's fine. You're deadline or something.
So yeah, find out we're talking about GDPR.
Okay, so yeah, so I've just spent like 10 minutes getting a demonstration. Your product's really, really awesome.
You bought into the brand, you bought into the taste, you bought into the couple that are there.
I've become a customer. I've given them some money and my email address. All they have to do is nurture the hell out of that and give me the option to have that £5 a month, £10 a month option, whatever, that just says, you know what, it's lovely that you've given us 10 quid, but
wouldn't it have been fab if they sent you some recipes by email?
Yeah.
Here's how you can use these spices.
Yeah.
Flavour of the week, flavour of the month, whatever it may be, any of those kind of things can come out into. There's loads of stuff you can send without selling. For this particular industry or this particular thing anyway, it can send you lots of value without selling, where you will end up buying, because it's a consumable. It's something you're going to run out of. You're going to use it all up. There's no doubt about that. They've got 50 odd flavours of spices and blends and whatever else. So there's plenty that you'd be interested in. There's some that you won't be, obviously, but there's plenty. So perfect opportunity to do a little bit more.
And they've got the content to
let
do
you know
that.
About it.
Because when you're talking face to face with them, they've got the stories. Well, actually, if you like, like a kebab, we'll get some lamb mince, roll it up in this spice, cook it on a skewer, and you can just slice it. It's like a lamb kebab. Oh, is it now? Oh, yeah, it's like a healthy version of that. Brilliant. Ooh, let me think. That could be a bit of email content there. So they could have actually, instead of getting that 10 quid off me, or no, as well as getting that 10 quid off me, they could have turned me into a lifetime subscription member. Now, let's say I spend £5 a month. So 60 quid a year. But if I stay with them for 5 years, which, let's face it, once it's set up and I'm getting my spices from them, they've got to do something pretty majorly wrong for me to say, I don't want to get me spices anymore. Let's say I stay with them for 5 years. That's a 300 quid sale. That's probably more than they sold on one of those days. If they had a quiet day, they probably didn't sell 300 quid's worth of stuff.
I imagine they did, but they certainly wouldn't have sold it over the next 5 years. They might catch you next year should you happen to turn up at their market and go and say, "Oh, that's the thing I remember."
But imagine if they'd gone to that festival, that food festival, with the intention of getting more customers for their subscription service, and saying, actually, we're not trying to flog 3 packets for a tenner here. We'll do that as well. People that want 3 packets for a tenner, that's brilliant. But our ultimate aim is every day to get 10 new subscription members, knowing that actually the lifetime value of each subscription member is 300 quid. Well, all of a sudden, that's where the numbers stack up, because 10 a day, 300 quid, that's 3 grand a day, 3-day festival, that's £9,000 worth of lifetime revenue from one food festival, plus whatever transactional stuff you happen to sell as well. And that's where I think most people don't realise the power of this subscription model. There's only 3 ways that you can grow any business. That is to get more customers in the door, serve more people, to increase the frequency from which customers buy from you, and to increase the amount that they actually spend. And what the subscription model does is it enables you, it naturally focuses you on doing all three of those. So focus on customer gathering rather than selling a product to a customer. You are then focused on nurturing that customer, nurturing that relationship with that customer, and turning that customer from a prospect into a loyal customer. Increasing the frequency. So if at the moment with my spices, we are now 2.5 months later, I'm still using them, but when will I buy again? I don't know is the answer. When it's convenient for me to do so, when I happen to stumble across them. But let's say that you worked out that on average customers buy every 8 months. Putting them on a 6-month subscription naturally increases the frequency of those repeat purchases. If people tend to buy every 5 weeks, 6 weeks, put them on a monthly subscription. Suddenly, these people are buying the same products from you every month, but they are buying it regular as clockwork because it is convenient for them to do so. They're no longer waiting until they've remembered that they've run out of your product, or they've remembered that actually, perhaps you're a hairdresser and, my hair's getting a bit long, but I'll book it in maybe next week, maybe the week after, and you end up having 10 haircuts a year rather than 1 every single month. And increasing the spend. Again, it's very easy. You look at the likes of Naked Wines, perfect example of a subscription model whereby you're paying every month up front. You're basically giving them some money up front that you might want to spend on a product later on down the line. So when it comes time to buy that crate of wine, it's £140 crate of wine, but you've actually already chucked 80 quid in the kitty. So all of a sudden, the transaction you make on the website is then, I'd like £140 crate of wine, please. Certainly, sir. That would be £60. Bargain. Yep. And that's the mentality that I think people go through, where they have that subscription is, money they've already paid isn't real money. It is almost like it's monopoly money. I've paid 20 quid a month to Naked Wines, or I've paid £25 a month up front for my MOT. Anything I spend on top of that, that's real money. But the stuff I've already given you, I've forgotten about that.
It's already gone, isn't it? It's maybe in the bank. It's all sorted out. No worries about that at all. Absolutely. And don't forget, whilst you've got them on the subscription model, then, for example, your spices, they're there, and you're buying their spices. If you run out of spice today and you're not going to go and find the nearest food market that they may be at and buy their spices again, you'll go on and find out another product. So actually, you're going to keep them loyal to your brand. You're going to keep them loyal to buying your products as well, and that's a really important thing, as well as them becoming fans for you and all of those things as well.
I mean, we were talking in our masterclass earlier about Amazon Subscribe and Save. And I was just saying, I get so much stuff from that. I get, all my coffees, my teas, deodorant, soap, pet food, nut butters, loads and loads of stuff. It was so coffee, for example. So I buy really nice coffee via Subscribe and Save. So I don't need to buy any other coffee because I'm now loyal to that one. It arrives every month, which is convenient for me. But it's also good value for me because I end up, I buy it in bulk and I get it exactly when I need it. Maybe a little too convenient. I have got 3 bags of unopened dog food in our garage. But it does create that loyalty. So, for example, peanut butter. So I subscribe to peanut butter and I get a tub of peanut butter every month. I have the same brand every single month. It's a brand I like. It's at a decent price, and it's delivered to my door every single month. So at no point do I ever browse the peanut butter aisle at the supermarket and think, I wonder what else is out there. It just doesn't cross my radar to look at another option because I've got a convenient option already coming directly to me exactly when I need it. the other thing that happens is because it's delivered to my door every single month, I use 12 tubs of peanut butter per year. Now, if I went to the supermarket and bought it when I needed it, I might go through 8 tubs a year. I use more because it's there and it's convenient. And that's, I think, we did do a deep dive on the Masterclass with this, and kind of we went really down into granular how to sort of set up your own subscription model. And I mean, for any small business owners that are listening that may be thinking that sounds great for Amazon, and it sounds great for Naked Wines and Netflix and Grays and Sky TV, but I run a real small business. There's nothing I could do with that, is there?
Yeah, I think there's very few sectors that you couldn't introduce some kind of subscription service to what you're doing. Could be anything from kind of maintenance, contracting type things. It could be various service levels that you're adding onto a particular product you've done. We talked about things like what you may install some stuff for people. I don't know. Give me some ideas. We'll come up with something right now. Go on. I have no idea. Let's go. What?
Go. Let's
challenge ourselves.
Go on then. So think of a business. Go on then, gardener.
Gardener, okay. So actually a subscription would be a kind of paying monthly for your gardening services, which would include, and you could have several levels to this. So the basic level could be cutting the grass every fortnight, every month, however often it needs cutting. And that could be just the basic level of it. You may add an extra level then, which includes general garden tidying up, cutting the back bushes, clearing out the various things around. Obviously, some services you'll use during the summer when it's really hot and the rest of it, and some of the services will recover through to the winter, because the winter's obviously also a time where you could be continually taking your payments and things. So drain cleaning and patio scrubbing and all of those kind of things which need to happen, all the leaves being swept up. There's lots and lots of little jobs which could happen, but actually if you were being paid monthly for that subscription to their service, then actually you can cover those throughout the 12 months. What that does is take away the seasonality of your payments, so you're not only getting all your money in the summer and very little in the winter, but you're also getting yourself busy during the winter months as well as during the summer, which typically people don't ask for a gardener in November to March. You're there and you're helping out. You're deadheading, you're tidying up, you're sweeping up the leaves, you're doing lots of other things around the garden, keeping it looking nice during the whole of the 12-month season.
Okay. Solicitor,
that's very good. What are we soliciting?
Legal work.
So legal stuff. So again, you can have kind of a subscription service which looks after things which may crop up during the year, I guess. So throughout the year, you may have a question that appears, and you'll be able to actually have access to that particular solicitor or your solicitor firm to be able to help you out with any legal matters that you may have. And that can cover everything that they may cover. So everything from writing your will to getting divorced and kind of stuff, and getting all of the hours that you're pre-booking really over your period of time.
Very good.
Farmer doing what? Selling produce?
Yeah, let's say at the moment he's working with the supermarkets, selling his milk.
Okay, so actually doing a subscription for milk, going back kind of almost to the milkman kind of thing, really. You can actually distribute your milk direct. I mean, there's quite a few cooperatives around now in terms of farming, and actually that's how they've pretty much set up, mostly working with supermarkets, but also working with the delivery side of things as well. But actually, you could take back your milk and selling it direct to consumers rather than direct to the supermarket, so therefore increasing your margin. Rather than getting paid minus 4p a litre, you're getting paid up to 50-60 pence a litre. So actually that increases that. But doing that on a subscription basis, actually for £10 a month, you're going to get milk delivered every 2-3 days, whatever else. You could easily do that.
Very good. Artist.
An artist.
We had this one earlier, so I know you got the answer to this one lined up.
So an artist, again, so there's several things that you can kind of do there. You can send out a piece of work every month. You can send out a piece of work every quarter, every year, or however that kind of works out. And you can subscribe to you to do that. You can have storage as well. So actually, rather than you have an artist club. So I'm a brilliant artist, and I've got a huge lot of prints that is out there. But actually, you don't want to keep my print up on the wall every single a day of all the year and all the rest of it, but actually you'd like to be able to swap it around, so you can actually have a kind of a club for my works. Actually, my works are always passing around to my members of my club. You could have storage, so if you've got lots of art, you don't want to stick it all up in the attic because that's a bit crazy. It's not the best place to keep it, especially if you're looking at it as a collection. So actually the artist could have a storage facility which looks after your art that you're not on display in your house at this time, and then that's always there ready to be accessible as well, so again for a monthly fee or subscription.
Very good. Any more? Just
I could go on all day, but I think we've got a time limit on the podcast.
You could go on all day, could you?
Possibly.
Well, let's see. Shall we?
How many more hours of the day?
A little bit another 5 hours before the sun sets.
Yeah, lots and lots of ideas. In fact, we could do it in the ALB group once you've watched this video and you've got any questions. bigidea.co.uk/Facebook. Come into the Ambitious Lifestyle Business group, and when you have a look at the video and then post in the thread there, if there's anything that you think that we couldn't think of a subscription product for your business, or you need some help with, just pop a post in there and we'll come back with an idea.
Yeah, I mean,
I don't think it's very rarely that we can find that actually you've got a business that you couldn't possibly do a subscription type modelling in there and charge monthly payments for.
Yeah, I mean, the line I used in the masterclass was that if you've got a business that gets any repeat custom at all, you pretty much could have a subscription model within your business. Maybe not as the main business model, but certainly a sideline, something that you could go alongside your normal transactional business and say, do you know what, for a percentage of our customers that want convenience and are willing to pay a premium for convenience, we've got our little buyers club.
There's lots of examples where other businesses are kind of doing that. British Gas, they sell you a boiler, but then they'll charge you £10 a month and they'll come in and do your annual service.
Yeah.
What do you install? What do you do? What do you provide to your customers with? Cars, again, if you're selling cars, for example, then you can sell your maintenance type things where you can subscribe to the full gold care package that looks after your car with everything that kind of needs on there. If you're a mechanic and you're selling MOTs and things like that, again, monthly, you can join our monthly subscription thing. So we've got our Gold Club, which actually pays £10 a month, and that pays for your MOT, and any labour that kind of comes out of that. Parts are a little bit extra perhaps you could do. This is where you can get your ups, increasing your spend as well, because not only have you got them for their monthlies, you can say actually you can sell to them again because they're now your regular customers, and when they're your regular customers, it's so much easier to say, oh, by the way, you need to have this done, or this is done, or I've got this available, or I can add you this to your add this for you, and you can charge them more, so they'll have the regular monthly fee that they're paying you. Thinking gardener again, I'm paying £10 a month to have my grass cut or whatever else.
Gosh, cheap.
However much.
Come and do mine.
I'll get you the chap who's charging me £10 a month, £20 a month, £30 a month, whatever that may be. But actually, this, I can upsell you a service. I can cut your tree over there is overgrown, so I'll lock that for you. I can do this. You can upsell lots of things to lots of different people. Once they're a regular customer of yours, they've got your loyalty. They think you're brilliant. They love your service. Actually, it's easy to do another ask then for the money should you need to kind of do that. And again, that's something else you can tap into your subscription model. Yeah. And don't be afraid of having levels. We've talked about gold and silver and things like that. You can add levels to your subscription service as well, so people can pay a little bit more. Some people might not want to pay anything and they want the subscription. That's absolutely fine. Lots of customers don't want to do that. Lots of customers will want to pay you something each month, and that's great too. Some of those will want to pay you a bit more, and some of those will pay you as much as you want to ask for in the thing. And we find that out within our businesses. We've got several subscription services, and there are always customers, although it's a small percentage, that will want to pay us for our top premium product, whatever that may be. You just have to provide the value, convenience, make it worth their while to kind of do, and make it a no-brainer. That's the thing.
Absolutely. Yeah. So speaking of no-brainers,
here I am again.
So, one of our subscription models is the 1% Club. It's our group mentoring, group coaching service. And doors are open for the 1% Club next month. So we open up for the first time in 6 months, and we are welcoming new 1%ers from September. So remember, we only open up the doors to new 1%ers now in September and March every year. So basically, if you're outside of those times, very sorry, but you can't come in yet. That enables us to kind of focus on growing our own businesses outside of that time and servicing the 1%ers that we have got without constantly be selling and bringing new people in. So doors will open in September. If you would like to join the VIP waiting list, you can do so at any point throughout the year. You just need to go to bigidea.co.uk/OPCC. That's bigidea.co.uk/OPCC. And what we'll do is we'll send you the link the minute we open the doors in September, and you'll get first dibs on being able to come in, and you can get access to all the masterclasses that we've done. As I say, we do a new one every single month. You'll get access to all the ones we've done in the past, all of our PR, SEO, list building, campaigns, marketing, GDPR, including this one, of course, on subscriptions, and every other one we do. You're going to get access to our accountability bots, to our planners, to our coaching calls, and everything you need to make sure that you know what you're doing in your business, know what you should be doing in your business, and make sure that you're actually held accountable to doing so.
Doing it.
Exactly. So, without further ado,
and you,
we shall see you after the summer in the September edition of the podcast. See you then. Bye-bye. So there we are, another episode in the can. How was it for you? Please let us know. However you listen to these podcasts, please leave a review on that platform. Let us know what we can do better, what you like, what you don't like, and how we can improve to make this show even better for you. We'll see you next time.